you so much. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Post-Christmas blues? Little bit. Yeah, it's a big anticlimax, hey? I'm Reverend Stephanie Clark, and I want to welcome you to Rogue Valley, CSL Rogue Valley, in partnership with Unity. Our senior minister, Reverend Kimberly Hawkins, is spending the holidays with her family in Arizona. So we'll miss her this week, but she'll be back next week. We are an inclusive, spiritual, progressive faith community, and we welcome each of you, no matter where you may happen to be on your personal spiritual journey. And I also want to welcome you if you're watching on the live stream. It's good to have you with us. If you're here for the very first time, we want to offer you a very special welcome. Would you raise your hand so that we can recognize you if it's first time here? Welcome. Please keep your hand raised, and an usher will come by to... Yes, welcome. Let's give you okay. You get a round of applause just for showing up. Amazing. So we've got Vivian coming through now to give you a welcome packet. And glad you could make it today. Thank you. Our musicians this morning are the wonderful Alexa Ehrlich and Mitchell Miller. Yay! Our practitioner, Nancy Clay, did our lovely meditation this morning, and she is currently holding the high watch, which means that she's praying for each of you throughout this service. One of our new practitioners, Morel Wyeth, will be doing the opening invocation and the reading. And I've asked my colleague, Reverend Laura Stewart, to be here today as well. So this is a special thing. We're going to have a special ritual, and Laura's going to help me with that. I'd like to remind you now to please turn off your cell phones or put them in airplane mode. Thank you. And let's just take a collective deep breath together and allow the music to take us inward as we prepare for our invocation. And I'd like to ask you to please hold your applause after the song, because we will be going directly into prayer. Thank you.
So grateful. You are so blessed. Now we are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
I know that God is one and indivisible. The Kena Upanishad says, it is the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, the mind of the mind, the word of the words, and the life of life. It is the mover of worlds and the silent ground of all being. It is nearer to us than our breath. It is in and around us as us. It cannot be known like we know facts. It can only be experienced right here and right now. If you don't get it immediately, you're in luck, because it's always the now. This experience dawns when we're ready, so let's prepare ourselves. Let's get ourselves ready. Let's put down the burdens of the old year and our old life. Let's dedicate ourselves to a fresh start right here, right now. Let's leave behind what doesn't serve us and empty ourselves of false beliefs right here and right now. It's time for a change. The world is begging for it. People need it. Change is coming, and we, as spiritual seekers, are the spearhead of that change. We're on the front lines, people. Let's be in the now where it's all happening. If you think you've missed something, don't worry. You'll find it when the need arises, because it's all right here in the now. The only moment there is. I'm grateful for this word. I release it, and we say together, and so it is. Today, my reading is from the Daily Word. It's called Let Go, Let God. I let go, let God, and welcome the new year. As I look back upon this year, I may be visited by all kinds of memories, pleasant ones, and others I might want to forget. Letting go means eliminating all that no longer serves me, forgiving others or myself for things said and done, releasing feelings of guilt or resentment over a past that cannot be changed frees me to welcome a future of opportunity and delight. Letting God means I will not limit my future by holding rigid ideas of how it should unfold. I will dream big and set goals for the coming year, welcoming God's grace in ways that may surpass what I can imagine. I say goodbye to the old year with a fresh, unburdened mind and heart. I let go and let God as I welcome the new year. And there's a Bible quote here that's really nice. I'm going to send an angel in front of you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. From Exodus 23:20. Thank you.
When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes, and I can change too. Used to be when things got crazy, I'd get to feeling low, but I found out I can't let that faze me. Honey, now I know. When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes, and I can change too. Who expects the unexpected? Life sneaking up on you, and sometimes we all feel disconnected. What you gonna do? When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes, stages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes, and I can change too. Everything changes, I can change anything, turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes, and I can change too. Everything changes, and I can change too. Everything changes, and I can change too.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexa and Mitchell. Everything changes. Everything changes. And I can change too, and you can change too. Thank you. So it's the end of the year. Some of it was beautiful. Some of it was character building. Some of it was downright painful. So by December 28th, I don't know about you, but I'm not looking for a vision board. I'm looking for a nap. And are you like me? Do you not want to put the Christmas decorations away? I do not want to put them away. I love them so much. Who loves them so much they don't want to put them away? Oh, it's so painful. My husband loves order, and I love Christmas decorations. So our theme today is release, refresh, renew. And I want you to repeat this affirmation after me. So the affirmation is, I release, I refresh, and I am totally renewed. So let's do it together. I release, I refresh, and I am totally renewed. So just let that in, because in the space of this service, that's true. So you can be a different person walking out than you were coming in. Just allow that affirmation to work its magic within you. St. Paul said in Romans, the book of Romans, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So what does he mean by the renewing of your mind? Ernest Holmes would say that this is a conscious act to clear out old beliefs and to welcome in new beliefs that are in alignment with the truth of our being. If you change your beliefs, as we teach in the Science of Mind, you can change your reality. In fact, that's the only thing that changes your reality, changing what's going on inside so that you can change the outside. What's a belief? A belief is a thought we keep thinking. That's all. It's a thought we keep thinking. That thought can be a conscious thought or it can be an unconscious thought. Most of our beliefs are sadly unconscious. And it's not a question of just replacing a limiting belief with a better belief. So an example is, I don't earn enough money, I now earn more money. That's not it. So I don't earn enough money, but to replace it with a statement of truth would sound like, I am a divine steward of infinite material resources, I'm an abundant being, and I live in the flow of grace with regard to abundant flow of energy, life force, joy, love, and everything good. I just made that up. Pretty good. Not in my notes. So we want to be aware of our divinity. And if we were living in total awareness... Can you hear me okay, by the way? Does it sound okay? Okay. If we were living in total awareness of our divinity, we'd have joyful relationships. We would have forgiven everybody. We would have more than enough money than we knew what to do with. We'd be creatively expressing ourselves, whether in a job or just for the joy of creative expression. We'd have vibrant health. We'd be light beings in action in the world in a very, not necessarily out loud way, but in a definite, grounded way. But most of us at this point are not manifesting or vibrating at that particular level, because we're dealing with a bunch of old beliefs that we've inherited from family, parents, teachers, from our culture, from our religious background. So you and I are carrying the burden of beliefs that we took on before we had a say. So most of them got inculcated, some in the womb, some in the early stages of our lives, before we were 7 mostly. And those beliefs, unless we get conscious of them, examine them, and cast them out, they continue to run our lives. So I don't know about you, but I've often experienced when I've reflected that big decisions I've made in my life have been from the position of being a 5-year-old, which isn't healthy, right? Doesn't do good for me or good for anyone else. So what we're working with today is making a conscious choice to let go of old beliefs, behaviors, maybe relationships, maybe jobs, maybe a home environment, maybe things in the home. How many of you keep things in the fridge thinking that the mold will go away? No, you gotta check them out. Or you keep that broken hairdryer because it might work one day. You might plug it in and magically it might work. No, so we keep things. Why? Because basically a lack of trust that we'll be provided for. That's what it is. So we keep the old stuff and it clogs the space in our reality. So the most important beliefs, the big ones, are the ones that we tend to be very identified with, and they're hard to spot. So one of my old beliefs was based on living in America for 10 years, of which 9 years I didn't have a visa. So I outstayed my welcome by 9 years. Yeah. So I had this consciousness that I developed of being an illegal alien. And recently, some of you know, I got my citizenship. And when I came back through the immigration control after Jim and I went to Egypt in November, I still had that old fear. Oh, they're going to catch me. They're gonna notice that I was born in Britain, because it says so on my passport, my new American passport, and they're going to detain me and they're going to deport me. So that old belief was still running the show up here. But I did a lot of mental work too. I was aware that the belief was still there, but I was doing the mental work of visualizing myself just going through immigration control easily, no problem. And you'll never guess what happened. I got really sick on the last day in Egypt, and I really was too sick to travel, but I didn't go and see the doctor at the airport because I didn't want to not travel. I wanted to get home to America. And I did get a wheelchair because I was so sick and I was so weak. And when you go through immigration in a wheelchair, it's quick and it's easy. So I got to the immigration desk, and my husband was right behind me, and I wanted him close to me. In case I got detained, I wanted him to know that I was being taken away to a little room somewhere. Anyway, he was right behind me, pushing my wheelchair. And the immigration officer said, where have you come from? We said, Egypt. He said, did you purchase anything on your trip? And I said, yeah, we bought a few trinkets. And he said, welcome home, both of you. And I walked through and I cried. Such a beautiful thing to be told, welcome home. Yeah, so it was lovely. But I had to do the inner work. Otherwise, if my old belief of I'm an illegal alien and I don't deserve to be here, if that had been running the show, guess what? Something would have happened, and there would have been some kind of negative event. So, as divine beings, you and I are wired to seek out our good. And if we're hanging on to something that's not particularly good for us, it's because we think there's an ounce of good in it somewhere. If we knew there was absolutely no good in it at all, we would let it go. There would be no value in it. But we hang on to stuff because we think there's something good. So, for example, hanging on to a relationship because the good is rather be in a relationship than live on my own. Or hanging on to a job, and the good there is that I get a great salary. I don't know if I could get the same salary elsewhere. Hanging on to anything in your life that you think you're getting some good from will keep you stuck. So what our job is to get clear, is this really good for me? And if it's good for me, it must be good for everyone else as well. That's a good criterion to take a look and see if it's really good for everybody. If it's only good for me and not particularly good for everybody else, then it's still not in alignment with the divine. So we have to look at what we've been creating and take responsibility for it. And the divine intelligence within you knows an infinite number of ways to bring that good into your life in a way that's healthy and in alignment with who you are. But it won't happen if you're hanging on to it, be thinking that there's some good in it the way that it is now. You have to open up and allow the divine intelligence to take over and let you know what could be different, you could do differently that would get that need met and be in alignment for everybody. So listen to this. What we do not consciously release we unconsciously rehearse. What we do not consciously release, we unconsciously rehearse. So all of those old beliefs that we've been inculcated with from childhood, they're still running the show until we can't get conscious of them and release them. So what does release mean exactly? People used to say to me, oh, just let go and let God. I nearly swore at them. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean, let go and let God? I couldn't figure it out because I said I would let go if I wasn't so busy hanging on. So release does not mean denial. Denial is not a river in Egypt, except when it is. So denial means pretending not to know. So the statement from someone who's in denial, pretending not to know, would be they would be saying, nothing's wrong, everything's fine. But you know from their energy that something's wrong, it's not fine. So, but they're trying to convince themselves that everything's fine because to really look at the truth would be too painful. Another thing that's not release is spiritual bypassing. So spiritual bypassing means that we're using spiritual ideas and principles to avoid processing or feeling or taking responsibility for our human experience. So the person who's doing the spiritual bypassing would say, I'm above this situation, I'm more than this. And what they might also say is, I don't need to feel my grief, I don't need to feel my anger, I will just affirm that I am peace. So it's using a spiritual principle or a spiritual quality to try and avoid feeling the uncomfortable feelings. So true release, we come out of denial, we stop the spiritual bypassing, we feel the feelings, and we tell the truth to ourselves. And what we say is, this happened, but it no longer gets to run my life. This happened, but it no longer gets to run my life. I'm choosing a different course, a different way forward. And I'm not going to carry on thinking about that thing, because the more I think about it, the more I give energy to it, it continues to run my life. So it's a conscious choice to move away from that negative situation or condition, move forward, but feeling the feelings, moving forward honestly, not trying to avoid or resist. Some of us say we've let go, but actually we've kept that thing in a nice mental storage unit and we visit it weekly. Oh, I've let go of that. No, you haven't. No. So forgiveness. So forgiveness, that's a struggle for some people too. Somebody did you wrong. All right. So when we forgive, we're not saying what happened was okay. We're saying, I'm tired of carrying this. I'm tired of carrying it. That's it. I'm tired of carrying it. And it wasn't okay, but I'm tired of carrying it. I'm tired of carrying the resentment, the sense of being offended or being hard done by. And something that really helped for me is to say, this relationship may never get resolved to my satisfaction in my lifetime. And I'm okay with that. I accept that. So that gave me a lot of peace to realize that the apology that I think I should have is not coming. It may never come. But then I have to look at it like, how many thousands of people have I hurt, and they're still waiting for an apology from me. That may never happen because I don't even know I've hurt them, right? We go around the world hurting people and not even knowing. So unless there's a clear, conscious communication about that, I won't know that it's right and good for me to apologize. But from my part, I can clean up my side of the street and say, this may never get resolved, and I accept. And that's how I let go. Okay. So what are we going to release today? We're going to do a releasing ritual, and I want you to start thinking about some of the beliefs that you want to release. So maybe a belief in scarcity that has you go into debt, or maybe a belief in not being lovable that has you attract relationships that aren't really loving or for your highest good. Maybe a belief in not being worthy, which has you attract all kinds of uncomfortable circumstances into your life. Maybe a belief in aging, a belief in pain in the body, that has you be physically uncomfortable. So we want to consciously change these things. So I did the one on scarcity. So I choose to know that I'm an abundant being. I choose to believe I'm an abundant being. The one on relationships, I choose to know that I'm loved and lovable. And the one on physical pain, I choose to know that I am a being of divine intelligence, and every single cell of my body temple is an intelligent cell and knows what to do to heal. So, what we don't consciously release keeps quietly creating from underneath our awareness. I've said this a few times in different ways. I really want you to hear this today. That what's showing up in your life now is the result of what you've been believing, sometimes over years and years and years. So, once we've released the beliefs, we have the chance to refresh. And the example that I want to give to you is if you're working on a computer, you have a refresh button in the top left-hand corner. And when you refresh, what happens? Everything gets updated. So I want you to imagine you're clicking that refresh button in your mind. Everything's getting updated to the new reality that you're choosing, not the old reality that you once lived in an unconscious way. So at the beginning of the new year, we release, we refresh, and it's a natural time for renewal. And when I say renewal, I'm not just talking about improving our human experience. I'm talking about revealing who we truly are as divine beings. Renewal as in renewing entirely our whole perspective on reality, renewing our relationship with ourselves, renewing our relationship with the universe, with life itself, so that the divine within us, the true divine being, can express in the world for the highest good of ourselves, but also for the entire planet. Now, I want to tell you a story about my husband, Reverend Jim. Some of you know him. We came together to the Christmas lunch. Thank you, by the way, DeLacy and Terry, for the wonderful Christmas potluck. It was fantastic. So my husband, Jim, used to work in a local insurance office. He's an insurance consultant for the last, 45 years or something. It's been his career, apart from the fact that he was also a minister for a while. So 3 years ago, the company was bought out. There was a corporate takeover. And as soon as the corporate takeover happened, the office environment got really toxic. So there was a consciousness of greed and looking for profit only, not caring about staff, not caring about if the staff were overworked or not, if they were underpaid or not. And Jim had his own private office, and he was an independent contractor, so he wasn't as affected as the salaried staff were. But he wasn't happy. It was a very toxic environment, and he didn't enjoy going into work. And he often said, I wish he didn't have to go in. Like, you know, that Sunday night feeling when you have to go into work on Monday and you don't really like it? The hangover from having to go to school on Monday, it's the same thing. Anyway, in January of this year, we went to Maui for our vacation. We got back. The next day, he went into the office, and his boss said, sorry, Jim, I have to release you. All the independent contractors company-wide are being let go of, and you're one of them, and you have 30 days notice. So the 30 days was up right before a massive chunk of commission was going to come in for Jim, but the company wanted that, so that's why he was let go of, yeah. So Jim, at first, he came home, and he was in shock. His face was ashen, like he couldn't really believe it. He didn't think that it would happen to him. But he is a metaphysician of note. And the very next day, he said to me, you know, I'm actually grateful. I'm grateful that they let me go. I didn't like it anyway. I didn't like going in. It was really toxic. And he said, if I'm really, really honest with myself, I wanted to go. This was the cosmic 2x4 that pushed me out, seemingly rather quickly, seemingly rather unexpectedly, but I needed this because of my own accord. I would have hung in a whole lot longer for the money, basically. I wouldn't have looked for another job. I would have just hung in. So what really happened, the way I understand it, is his energy was no longer a match for that toxic environment. He's a man of integrity. He's a professional. He's kind to people. He knows how to manage staff, and none of that was happening in a wonderful way at that office. So I just want to give you some encouragement that if you are in a situation where your energy doesn't match, the universe will find a way to change that situation. It might be, as in Jim's case, moving him out, or it might be that the other person deselects from your life, or something will happen to change. Because if your energy vibration is getting finer, faster, quicker, more refined, you can't stay in a dense place anymore. The universe won't allow it. So Jim started to be really joyful that he was retired, because this is what he wanted. He wanted to rest, he wanted to relax, spend more time meditating. But then as the time went by, he thought, you know what, I still have a lot to give. I still have a lot of energy, and I want to contribute to the insurance industry. And he felt like he was on the top of his game, and he had more left in him that he wanted to contribute. So what he did was, he got really clear about what he wanted. So he didn't want 5 days a week. He wanted part-time. And he wanted, most importantly, to work in a happy, healthy work environment. So what he did was, he reached out to a friend and colleague in Ashland and said, this is the situation, can we have lunch? So they had lunch. Immediately, his friend said, let me hire you. I want to hire you, let me hire you. So Jim got 2 days a week, and it's a wonderful environment. And he started working again in September. So very happy and wonderful staff. We went to the office Christmas party. Lovely people, great boss. Everything's just beautiful. A match to his energy. Lovely. So that's what happens. But he could not have got there if he had, when he got released, said, you know, they let go of me, and cursed them out and told me, if he talked about it like he was the victim. He was not the victim. He was, you know, he really shifted very quickly. He didn't stay in victim mode at all. And he released it. He was happy about releasing it. And he got clear on what he wanted next. And then the universe rose up to meet him. So you and I are going to start a releasing ritual right now. Let me give you some instructions so you know what to do. You should all have a piece of paper, special piece of paper. If you don't have a piece of paper or a pen, can you put your hand up, and the ushers will come and help you, and they'll bring you paper and pen. Thank you. So I want you to write on your piece of paper 2 or 3 things that you're ready to release. And it might be beliefs, it might be, I want to release the job, I want to release the relationship, I want to release the home, whatever. It can be a belief, it can be a habit. I want to release my craving for chocolate. Pardon me? Heck no, okay. Not ready to release that. Yeah, me neither, I understand. You want to release a worry or an anxiety, or you want to release a story that you've been telling yourself that's simply not true anymore, a story about yourself that limits you. So a belief, a habit, a worry, a story, a person, a place, a thing. So 2 or 3 items, because the paper's small, you can't write on there. 2 or 3 items, the big ones. And when you're ready, I'm going to have you line up, make 2 lines down the aisle. You can see there are 2 bowls of water on the altar. And you're going to put your piece of paper in the water. And for those of you who haven't done it before, you'll notice that as soon as the paper's in the water, the ink starts to just dissolve. So there's nothing left on the paper. It just washes the ink away. And afterwards, you're going to quietly return to your seat. So maybe if we have 2 people coming, 2 people in lines up the aisle, and then when you go back to your seat, if you could go back on the outside, and that'll create a nice flow of traffic. Did someone have a question or needs paper or pen? Everyone's sorted, they've got paper or pen, they're starting to write. Good. All right, so I want to say there's no rush, just honor your own timing. You'll know when it's your turn to get up and move forward into your line in the aisle. So I'm going to stand behind one bowl, Reverend Laura's going to stand behind the other bowl, and we're going to keep stirring the water to assist the water to wash the ink away. So let's now transition into our ritual. I just want you to take a moment and be still. Take a moment to settle. Maybe place your hands on your heart. And just take a slow breath in and let it go. So we're not trying to fix anything here. We're not trying to change anything. We're just offering up this thing that we need to release now, that it's time, today's time, to release this. Maybe it's an act of courage to say goodbye to this person, place, or thing, or habit, or worry. Maybe we've had the feeling it's kept us secure up till now, or it's kept us happy up till now. But if you know in your heart it's time to release it, make sure you write it on your piece of paper so that you can let it go. And as you watch the ink dissolve, just let that be a message to your body that it is done, it's over, it's gone. I really want you to feel it in your body and make it a full, embodied experience. Okay, so I'd like to ask the first two people who are ready now to come right up to the altar. As you feel you're ready, just come and stand behind those two and make a line. Let's move into prayer. Just giving thanks now for the courage of each sacred soul in this room, each one who said no to what was and yes to divinity, yes to the expanded version of themselves, the great and glorious and magnificent version of themselves. I know there's only one power, it is truth. It is life, it is light, it is everywhere present. It is forever new, it is birthless, it is deathless, in each new now moment, it renews itself. It is something new. It is never been before, never will come again. Each moment is a new moment of possibility, a new moment of expansion and expression. And I am one with the one, and so too is everyone here. Each one is a beautiful, beautiful, beloved being made in and out of absolute magnificence. So right now, I know that we are here together by divine appointment, that this was agreed upon before we even entered this incarnation, that we would be here together this day in this sanctuary to support each other, to release that which no longer serves, and to open up to that which wants to burst forth and express itself as us. So I bless each one here and know that wherever there was a consciousness of scarcity or fear or lack, that now abundant life is coursing through the veins of each one. Abundant life is flowing through the consciousness, and infinite supply of resources they are manifesting in glorious, surprising, and unexpected ways. Wherever there was an appearance of conflict or disagreement or separation in relationship, knowing that this is now healed and whole, that both partners in the relationship are essentially one with each other. Anything that is unlike God is now being lifted, it's being removed, it's being laid down, it's being released, so that the true nature of the relationship, which is love, might emerge in all of its fullness. And wherever there has seemed to be any kind of physical pain or difficulty, illness, disease, any kind of restriction in the physical, knowing right now that the divine intelligence in every single cell of the physical body temple is having its way. The divine intelligence, I'm calling it forth right now, it is doing its sacred work, balancing and healing every single cell, every single atom, every single molecule, every organ, tissue, every function is right now operating in perfect harmony. That which no longer serves is being sloughed off, it's being released, no longer has a part to play. And I bless this beloved community and know that each one here is now transformed by the renewing of their minds, by the releasing of old beliefs, knowing that each one here is a magnificent beacon of light and hope to whoever crosses their path. How grateful I am that the Spirit has gone ahead of us to prepare the way, and it is doing its sacred work in and as each one of us. And each one of us is a place of yes, a place of permission, a place of, here I am, God, use me, send me. I am the one who has come. I am the one who has said yes to this incarnation and to being the greatest version of myself that I can possibly be. I give grateful thanks. I know the work is done in consciousness already. It was before it was even spoken. And so I release it and I let it be, and so it is. Amen. Thank you.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the love of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I
Was that the perfect song, or was that the perfect song? It was the perfect song. Thank you so much, Alexa and Mitchell. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So now it's time for our tithes and offerings, and I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward. We're deeply grateful for your continued financial support. If you wish to put your offering in an envelope, you'll find them at the end of the row in the purple chairs. If you're a regular online giver, thank you, and please feel free to just bless the basket as you receive it. You're also welcome to get a plastic Benjamin and put that in the basket with your blessing. You can find the plastic Benjamins on the table as you walk through the main doors. So we invite our online viewers to please make a donation on our website, www.cslroguevalley.org. I invite you now to repeat our giving affirmation. So, graciously I give.
Graciously I give.
From a place of love.
From a place of love.
Knowing that as I give.
Knowing that as I give.
So do I richly receive.
So do I richly receive.
Thank you.
Fast from fear, feast on faith. Fast from fear, feast on faith. You've got to fast from fear, feast on faith. Feast on faith today. Fast from fear, feast on faith. You've got to fast from fear, feast on faith. Fast from fear, feast on faith. Feast on faith today. Got to fast from fear, feast on faith. Fast from fear, feast on faith. You've got to fast from fear, feast on faith. Feast on faith today.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. All right, now it's time for our announcements. First one, we've got a Happy New Year 2026 celebration going on this New Year's Eve here in the Bosworth Hall. Starts from 6 till 9 p.m. And please sign up. There's a sign-up sheet outside in Bosworth Hall to bring either a dessert, a drink, or an appetizer to share. So please come New Year's Eve from 6 till 9 and come and enjoy being in fellowship with your spiritual community. So join us, please, for food and fellowship right after service in Bosworth Hall. Michael Sunday always prepares a wonderful feast for us. Thank you, Michael, for all your efforts in the kitchen. Drumming Circle meets here in the sanctuary today after our social time. Tai Chi meets on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Reverend Laura's Spiritual Circle meets next Sunday, so that's Sunday, January 4th, right? Jan 4th, from 9 to 9:50 a.m., so before the meditation starts. All are welcome, and there is no charge for this group. Our new LGBTQIA+ support group will meet at 6 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday, January the 6th. So if you want to support that group, please show up next Tuesday, January 6th. The Visioning Board workshop for families and individuals will be held at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, the 11th of January. So that's 2 weeks away. So Treasure Wild will be facilitating that, and it looks like it's going to be really a lot of fun. So it's for families, but it's for everybody. So please come along if you want to do a vision board. I'll be teaching a 6-week accredited class called Visioning a Way of Life. It starts on Wednesday, the 21st of January, from 5:30 to 8 o'clock in the evening. There's an early bird tuition and there's also a standard tuition. So if you can pay the early bird tuition by January 10th, no, January 11th, yeah, January 11th, so 2 Sundays from now, you get a reduced rate. It's about $30 discount. So there's a sign-up sheet out there and a flyer. And if you want to ask any questions about it, I'm here, so I can tell you about it. I've taught it before. At our annual meeting will be after service on Sunday, the 25th of January. That's the last Sunday in the month. So please attend the annual meeting if you want to find out about how we're doing, what happened last year, budget, that kind of thing. That's what we'll be discussing. And see our weekly e-newsletter for all of our happenings. For those who do not get our weekly e-newsletter, there's always a printed copy of the current week available on our information table in Bosworth Hall. You can sign up for the weekly e-newsletter here in Bosworth Hall on our website or email us at cslroguevalley@gmail.com. We have one prayer box at the back of the sanctuary for CSL and for Unity. You'll find the prayer request forms in the rack under our purple chairs or at the back of the sanctuary. Okay, that's it. That's it. Got the announcements done. And now I'd like to invite the practitioners to come up to the front. And before they come up, I'd like to invite you to come and ask them for prayer. So they will give you a 5-minute miracle after the closing song. So maybe when you were doing your releasing, maybe there was some struggle to release, go and see a practitioner and seal it. Get it done. Get it handled before you leave here. No charge to see a practitioner for a 5-minute prayer. Although if you want to book a longer session, then they charge. Our practitioners will pray with you about anything that's on your heart. So don't leave here with a heavy heart. If you've never asked for prayer before, who has never asked for prayer before from a practitioner after a service? Come on, put your hand up, don't be ashamed. Okay, a few of you are willing to be honest, thank you. So what you do is you just approach one of the practitioners. So why don't you come up now, practitioners, so people can see who you are, and ministers too. Reverend Laura's a minister. So we've got Nancy, we've got Carol, Kathy, Morel, Laura, wonderful practitioners. So just go up and say, will you pray with me? And then they'll take you to a quiet place in the sanctuary or the minister's office or the living room area if you want more privacy. And you'll tell them what your issue is, and then they'll move into prayer for you. So that's it. It's easy. And you bless them by asking them for prayer. You bless them by asking them for prayer, because you've got to know, whichever one you pick to handle your issue, they have that issue. So they want to pray for you. They want to. You're helping them heal. You're helping them heal, I promise. So don't be shy. All right, so now let's do our benediction. I'm going to do it from here. So let's pray. Just give thanks now for everything that occurred here this day, for the magnificent activity of releasing that which no longer serves. I give thanks for the freedom that has automatically ensued as a result of releasing the past, releasing what was, releasing the stories, releasing the habits, the worries, the fears, the concerns. I give thanks that the Spirit is working within us now to will and to do, and that each one of us here goes forward as a beneficial presence on the planet, knowing that each one here is renewed in the Spirit, and that as the new year rolls around, that renewal continues to expand and express and glorify that which is true, that which is real, that which can never be born, and that which can never die. The Spirit is made visible through each one of us here. How grateful I am. I release this word. I bless the planet. I bless everybody here, and know that it's done. So it is. Amen.
And so it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant
other in perfect harmony.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
That was awesome. That was really good.
That went well.
You play so well. It's so great.